my friends, and welcome back to Italy, a place to love YouTube channel. Okay, so today we are into a new episode of the 20 regions of Italy. 20 regions of Italy explained. So, by reading this article from italia.it website. And today, after Molise region in alphabetical order, we are going to explore Piedmont region. Now, Piedmont in Italian we say Piemonte, so I won't call it anymore Piedmont. So, Nord Italia, Piemonte region. So, let's start investigating this beautiful region, which I'm very, very affectionate, simply because that's where I was born, and that's where I spent 30 years of my life, nearly 30 years of my life. So, let's discover this beautiful region. Now, as you can see from this picture, anyway, there are beautiful mountains surrounding all the region itself. Okay, so from basically Torino, that is the main city, is the capital of Piemonte region, as you can see, nearly 360 degrees of mountains. So Torino is on the flat part of the region, and around you can see now, there is this church here that we can see in the picture. This is Basilica di Superga. It's a beautiful place where all people from Torino they usually go simply if they want to see all the city itself. So it's the best spot near the city. It's only a few minutes driving from the city itself, 15, 20 minutes driving. And there, from there, you have a beautiful view. Okay, let's start reading. Piemonte is sure to enchant you with its mountains, hills, typical flavors, and uniquely elegant cities. An extraordinary heritage of art and history, culture and nature characterizes Piemonte, a region with a thousand faces, one more interesting than the other. Cities of rare elegance, mountains that lend themselves to splendid skiing or walking, fascinating villages, hills that are among the best known in the world for their extraordinary wine production. And I can only agree with these words. Now, here, so on the left of the screen, we have a map of Piemonte region. Let me start so from the capital. Okay, so Torino is the capital of Piemonte region, the city where I was born. And so let me say that Torino province, so the northern part of Torino province is bordering with another region of Italy, a very small region. I think it's the region with less inhabitants than any other region. It's a very small region called Valle d'Aosta, Aosta Valley, and then it's bordering with France. Okay, so all the western part of Piemonte region has the mountains which are bordering with France. Then we have Cuneo province. Okay, Cuneo, we say in Italian. Now let me show you a bit better. Now, Cuneo, the southern part is bordering with Liguria region, and the western part is bordering with France. So these two, as we can see, are the biggest provinces in Piemonte region. Then let's go northern direction. From Torino, we have Biella. This town is called Biella and is also province. Then we have Vercelli. Vercelli is also bordering with Valle d'Aosta. Biella and Vercelli on this side are bordering with Valle d'Aosta region. Then we have the northern province that is bordering with Switzerland and partially with Lombardia region. Then going southern direction, we have Novara. Novara is a beautiful town. I actually spent few months there because it's the town where I've done the military service back in the days. And so Novara is bordering with Lombardia region. So there's a lot in common with Lombardia. Again, Vercelli has this strange shape because, anyway, it's taking this area that goes also bordering with Valle d'Aosta. Then we have Alessandria province. Now let me go a bit lower with the screen. We have Alessandria province that is also bordering with Lombardia, Emilia-Romagna, and Liguria region. And then we have, as a last province, here we have Asti. And now Asti is the most famous province in Italy for the wine, for wines, for wine production. Actually, Cuneo and Asti, these two provinces here, are the most renowned when we're talking about the most the top wines in Italy. So anyway, things to do in in Piemonte region. Anyway, there's a lot to discover. Torino is a beautiful town, it's a beautiful city, lot to see, traveling around. So anyway, a lot of things to visit. Truffle, the white truffle is the most prestigious, let me say, thing, one of the most prestigious things in Piemonte region. Then obviously here, for example, we see the vineyards of Asti province that is also bordering with with Cuneo province. And so let's start reading the article on Italia.it about Piemonte. Now, Piemonte, a fascinating region of nature and history. Okay, so here we have a picture. This is a building. Uh, is a very interesting building in Torino City. It's called Mole Antonelliana. I've been here. I mean, many times, and as even it's even interesting because I can see the university where I study here in this building that I'm showing here with the mouse on the screen. This is the building where I've studied my university. Anyway, let's let's keep reading. With the Alps as a backdrop, large, picturesque valleys, long rows of poplar trees leading to farmsteads, and stretches of water and rice paddies, Piedmont offers a range of enchanting panoramas and environments. It boasts historic art and relics, valuable architecture, and natural landscapes abound in an area full of attraction, including its famous ski resort. All this is rounded off with unparalleled food and wine and elegant cities. Yes, I mean, Piemonte towns, all the Piemonte towns are considered very elegant. Now, here we are on the geographical map of Piemonte region. As you can see here where there is Aosta, this place here where there is Aosta, this is the other small region that I was talking about, Valle d'Aosta. It's a very small region, but it's beautiful. It's mainly 90% of the territory are just mountains. Anyway, then we have Switzerland on the northern side and France on the eastern side. And France, anyway, as you can see, Nizza, that Nizza used to be an Italian city before the long time ago. Anyway, nearly 200 years ago, anyway, Nizza used to be Italian. Anyway, we have Genova and Milano. This is called the industrial triangle anyway of Italy. Has been the engine of Italy for several years, even if now industries are partially relocating in other places. Now, origins and history of Piemonte region. Now, the region was first inhabited in the Neolithic period by the Celts between the Sesia and Ticino rivers. They were succeeded by the Ligurians and the Celtic descendants, including the Taurians. The Romans used the region as an outpost to control the Alpine passes of the Aosta Valley, a key access route to the Gaul, to France, let me say, before Julius Caesar ordered the city of Julia Augusta Taurinorum, modern day Turin, to be built. Now, Torino was founded by the Romans, and the city center still has the structure of the Roman uh, when the Roman settled over there. Then, when the Roman Empire fell, Piemonte came under the control of various Germanic peoples before becoming part of the Carolingian Empire, Charlemagne. The territory was subdivided, creating the Marquisate of Monferrato, il Marchesato del Monferrato, which lasted until the House of Savoy took over. Though the Savoy family was not from Piedmont region, they gained significant influence over the area by controlling the Alpine passes. And anyway, the Savoy family are the one who made the unification of Italy. The kingdom, after the unification of Italy, before the Republic, we had the monarchy, and the Savoy king, the Savoy family, anyway, were the kings of Italy. We actually had three kings. Before then, we started with the Republic in 1946. Then, following the siege of Turin in 1706, against the French, Vittorio Amadeo II was crowned king of the Kingdom of Sardinia, which also included Piedmont. So basically, the Savoy, instead of called Kingdom of Piemonte, was called Kingdom of Sardinia. This makes it particular. But anyway, there were these three regions mainly. One was Piemonte region, one was Liguria, and another one was Sardinia, and they were making the Kingdom of Sardinia, paving the way for a period of great prosperity for the Turin court. After a brief period of Napoleonic rule, Vittorio Emanuele I regained control of the kingdom and began to unify the rest of Italy. Okay, so if I'm not wrong, the three kings of Italy were Vittorio Emanuele I, Umberto II, and Vittorio Emanuele II. If I'm not wrong, maybe I should go back and read the history books. Anyway, now, the main cities in Piedmont region, in Piemonte. Now, this view is the view that you have from that church that we saw in the beginning when I started the video from Superga. But there is another hill, and probably here we are from Monte dei Cappuccini, so the Capuchin monks. There is a monastery on the top of these hills where you have the view of the town itself with Mole Antonelliana and the surrounding Alps, which always have the snow around all the year around. Okay, let's start reading about the cities. Our journey begins in Turin, the capital of Piemonte, known for its refined historical and artistic heritage. The city is sure to enchant you with its historic cafes, museums, squares, churches, and works of art. Among its treasure is the Mole Antonelliana, an icon of the city. That building, that tower that we saw just before in few pictures, like here, this one. This is called Mole Antonelliana. Okay, that you can even enter inside. Now there is the cinema museum. And anyway, there is a lift that can bring you up to the tower and you can have a view of all the town itself from that position. Among its treasure is the Mole Antonelliana, an icon of the city, home of the Cinema Museum, I just said. This monumental building once held the record for the tallest brick structure in the world. It is named after its architect, Alessandro Antonelli. It also worth visiting the Royal Palace of Turin, the most important of the Savoy residences, and the iconic Palazzo Madama. Palazzo Madama is in the main square in Turin that is called Piazza Castello, an important UNESCO World Heritage architectural site home to the City Museum of Ancient Art. Speaking of museum, one of the most popular is certainly the Egyptian Museum in Torino, the oldest museum in the world entirely dedicated to the Egyptian civilization. It's a beautiful museum. It's worth a visit. It's very, very big, and there are plenty of relics from the Egyptian, anyway, culture. Novara is a fascinating city with a small, quiet historic center colorful architecture, vibrant square, and 19th century architecture that blends with that of an illustrious resident of Novara, Vittorio Gregotti. I don't personally know this Vittorio Gregotti, but I trust him. Alessandria was born as a military city and fortress against the advance of Federico I, Frederick I, Holy Roman Emperor. This unique past has bequeathed the city great monuments, noble residences, and a striking superstructure. Asti is known for its spumante, sparkling wine. Yeah, it's a type of prosecco, okay, but it's generally sweet. So Asti spumante is very, very famous and it's lovely. Its prized Barbera del Monferrato wine, its rich gastronomy, and the famous Palio di Asti, a historical horse racing festival that shakes the streets of the city center every year. It is also worth visiting nearby Canelli, a small town in the Monferrato Vasti, renowned for its wineries and sparkling wines. But there are so many towns in Monferrato and they're all wine related that in any of these towns is well worth to stay and to spend some time. It's simply amazing. Now, what to see in Piedmont? Five unmissable sites in Piemonte. Five unmissable sites. Now, there are five key sites that bring Piedmont to life in a special way. The first leads to Lake Orta, to Lago d'Orta, one of the most beautiful lakes in Italy, rich in traditional villages on its shores. It is home to the island of San Giulio, an oasis of tranquility known as the Island of Silence. One of the most popular villages is Orta San Giulio, with its completely pedestrianized center and the main square, a popular social space by the lake. Then we have the Borromean Islands, are an enchanting archipelago in Lago Maggiore that includes Isola Bella, Isola Madre, Isola dei Pescatori, Isolino di San Giovanni, and Scoglio di Malghera. Sports enthusiasts will love the Via Lattea, okay, the Milky Way. Via Lattea in Italian, the translation is Milky Way. An international ski area formed by the Piedmont resorts of Sestriere, Salice Dulcio. Now, here they like to write in French, some places, like Sausedulx, but in Italian we say Salice Dulcio, San Sicario, Cesana, Clavière, and the French Montginevre. We say Montginevro. It boasts more than 200 pieces covering over 400 kilometers. Another unmissable site is the Valsusa, the largest and the most populated valley in Piemonte region. Now, here there's something interesting to me. From sport to history, we highly recommend a visit to the place, to the Palace of Venaria. Now, this UNESCO World Heritage Site is one of the most beautiful of the Savoy residences, designed by the architect Amedeo di Castellamonte. It was commissioned by Charles Emmanuel II, Carlo Emanuele II, Duke of Savoy, in 16 something, 1630, 1640, who wanted, uh, who wanted as his hunting lodge. Lavish, rich, and imposing, its construction is inspired by the Palace of Versailles. I'd say is reverse. As far as I know, it's actually Versailles, the French that copy Versailles from the Palace of Venaria. Let me spend two words about the Palace of Venaria because Venaria is actually the town where I was actually living. Okay, so basically I lived. My parents are still living in Venaria, and so there is this beautiful castle. Okay, it's called La Reggia di Venaria Reale. Okay, now it's funny because my life brought me many times to this place. First of all, in my childhood, because up to 1991-92, this castle was totally abandoned. Now, we like to talk on this channel about abandoned places, and I can guarantee you that until 92, this castle was totally abandoned, and so basically was my playground when I was a child. I was just taking the bike, 10-15 minutes driving from the age of 6 till the age of 13-14. I was nearly going every day, and you could have entered and anyway do whatever you want. Was abandoned. Then anyway, the region itself start investing money, and so now they renovated totally, and they brought it to an amazing, seriously, uh, place. Now it brought back to the history of this castle all the beauties. And then is actually the place where I actually married. So basically, the day I married, or I organized my wedding in Venaria Reale, that is the town itself. So we started from the council, then we went to the castle of Venaria to take the picture and the visit, and then we went to the restaurant. So it was a beautiful experience, in particular because the castle of Venaria, that I will actually highly recommend to have a look online. I repeat it, in Italian it's called Reggia di Venaria Reale. Our final stop is in the Langhe, a legendary hilly area in the province of Cuneo and partly in the Asti area. Not only are some of the world's best wines produced here, including Barbaresco and Barolo, two of my favorite, I mean, these two are my favorite wines simply because I've been in this area many times. A lot of friends were actually producing these wines, so then I was going always to gatherings where they were offering always for free this type of wine. So it's something that is in my blood, let me say. But it is also a fascinating place to explore. Now, unusual places in Piemonte, two destinations for curious visitors. This is a scorch of the hills of Asti province. So basically, this is in spring when the grapes start harvesting, start ripening. Sorry. One of the most unusual and curious places in Piemonte is the fort of Fenestrelle, il Forte di Fenestrelle. I also been here. Was a prison anyway. It used to be a prison, a fortress complex in Valchisone, dubbed the Great Piemonte Wall. It contains three fortresses: the San Carlo, the Tredenti, and the Delle Valli, connected by a tunnel with the longest covered staircase in Europe, with no fewer than 4,000 steps. Yeah, anyway, it's a beautiful place to visit, because it's in the mountains, you have lovely view, and it's particular for all these steps that are going up the mountains. More than a single destination, how about an entire territory? De Roero is an area of hills flanking the banks of the Tanaro River, characterized by cultivations and historic villages amid wild nature and rugged hills. Now, typical Piedmont products, five delicacies to taste. Let's see. Now, red wines are the jewel in the crown of Piemontese wine production, la produzione del vino. Most notably Barolo, Barbaresco, and Barbera, but there are so many. Now, Dolcetto, Fresia, and so many. A renowned traditional dish is Piemontese fassone, the meat of a typical breed of cattle reared in the Cuneo and Asti areas, which is tender and low in fat. Yeah, it's very nice. Cheese lovers have to try Toma cheese, amazing, top cheese, produced since Roman times and available as a soft or semi hard cheese made with cow's milk. Also, not to be missed is the highly priced Alba white truffle, perfect for sprinkling on tajarin pasta. Tajarin is a typical in Piemonte language, anyway, is a type of fresh pasta, eggs, or pounded meat. I mean, people here also grate um, the truffle, can be black truffle or white truffle, just on fried eggs. Now, and last but by no means least, is the round and delicate Piedmont hazelnuts. Now, hazelnuts is very, very well known in Piemonte, in particular because we all know the brand Ferrero or Kinder, and so it's based in Asti province. So basically, that's where they harvest the hazelnuts for the Nutella, for one of the most famous products around the world that is called Nutella. Now, events in Piedmont, an opportunity not to be missed. Now, this is a particular um, picture for me because I've been there, I've been here several times. All of these you see are oranges, and there is a battle with oranges during this carnival. It's simply another mad experience that is worth it to live. Now, Piemonte hosts numerous events, but one of the most famous is the historic Ivrea Carnival, il Carnevale di Ivrea, known for the Battle of the Oranges, which sweeps through the main town square for 3 days, and people are just throwing oranges to each other. I mean, there are some rules, there are some chariots, and then if you wear something red, basically nobody will ever um, throw you an orange. That's the rule. Not forgetting the International Alba White Truffle Fair, which attracts tourists from all around the world to the Lange between September and December. Finally, there is the Turin International Book Fair, a fantastic cultural event. And so here we are. Okay, my friends, so if you enjoyed this video, please put like and subscribe. And so I'll wait for you to the next episode about the 20 regions of Italy explored by me. And so I'll see you to my next video, my friends. Have a nice day. Bye.